Hello everyone, welcome back to another Star Wars Destiny video. Today we're looking at a few more cards that were spoiled for the Spirit of Rebellion expansion for Star Wars Destiny. They've also released a few dice pictures for a few more characters. There's no cards yet for any of them, but a few more characters were revealed as well through, it looked like it was a foreign promotion for the set. And there's a few different characters. We're going to talk about them a little bit later in the show, and I'm going to maybe speculate on what some of the abilities on those characters might be. So the first is a yellow event from Spirit of Rebellion. It's called Never Tell Me the Odds. It's a hero event, yellow obviously, and costs 3 resources, so it's kind of expensive. It's going to be an uncommon. Is by the yellow number in the bottom right corner, and it reads: choose one of your yellow characters, turn any number of its character, and upgrade dice to sides of your choice. So this is going to go well with Han Solo decks, or maybe even Han and Rey, or Jyn Erso, because they just spoiled her yesterday as well. But it's an event, so you basically just choose one of your characters, and any number of the character and upgrade dice, you get to switch up to any side that you want. So you can just do a ton of damage with this. You can get a ton of resources, do a ton of mill. It all just depends on what kind of deck you're playing, I guess. And if you play it with something like Infamous, you could, exhaust Infamous, giving this ambush. So you can do all this, and then with the ambush ability resolves, you're able to then just resolve all the dice. If you obviously went with all the same ones, or if you go with all in as well, where you can put the dice to whatever faces you want, go all in, and resolve all of them. So that's Never Tell Me the Odds. It's a little expensive at 3, but Jyn Erso might be able to get that down to 2 to make it a little bit more manageable. And also, if you're running a lot of resource generation, paying 3 is kind of expensive, but if you have a ton of resources, you might be able to use it, or if you have ways to reduce the cost of it, like with Jyn Erso's ability. We're going to take a look at a couple more of the events that were spoiled. Here is another event that was released or spoiled yesterday. It's Rebel Assault. It costs 0 resources, so it's free. And it reads: play only if you have one or more dice showing range damage, and then remove an opponent's die not showing damage, either ranged or melee. So if your opponent has a special sitting on something, you can you don't need to resolve your damage die to do this. It just says play only if you have one or more dice showing range damage. And then you can remove a special, you can remove a discard, you can remove a resource, a focus. You can pretty much remove anything that's not damage. So it can really screw up their strategy if they're like planning a special on a data pad to go off or something. You can turn the data pad or just remove the data pad entirely. That's cool. You can basically stop like a grenade or thermal detonator from going off and doing 3 damage. You can also, if they have like a Kylo Ren lightsaber on a special, or a Luke lightsaber on a special, or anything that's on a special, you can get rid of that as well. Like I said, it gets rid of specials, discards, resource, focus, gets rid of everything except for damage, and it's 0 cost, and it looks like it's going to be, I believe it's looks like a common. So that is pretty cool. And like I said, 0 resources. You can play this, do something, and still have resources left over to do something else. We're going to take a look at another card in just a moment. Alright, we're back with the final card that's been spoiled, and this is a support actually. It is Your Eyes Can Deceive You. And obviously Luke using the training helmet and training droid on the Millennium Falcon, but basically says after one of your dice rolls a shield, you may exhaust this support to turn an opponent's die to any side. So basically, you roll out a shield. You don't have to resolve the shield. You just have to have a shield showing on your dice or on a die. Exhaust the support, and then you can turn an opponent's die to any side. So you can basically do this. It looks like it's going to be an uncommon as well at the yellow rarity symbol in the bottom right corner. But yeah, again, if they have the special showing, you can turn it to a blank. You can turn like an unmodified damage side to a modified damage side so that they can't resolve it. You can turn a die to a blank so it can't be used. It's very effective. Basically, You don't like the thing I like about it is you don't even have to resolve the shield. You just have to have a die showing a shield. So you could possibly even set this up to where you have a shield showing. You exhaust a resource, change a die to a side, and later when you resolve that shield, say on like something like Qui-Gon, you can then trigger his ability to say he says before he receives one or more shields, you can remove a shield to do one damage. This is going to go really well in like I'm going to probably put a couple of these in my Qui-Gon and Rey deck once they come out. I'm going to have to see what supports I can take out, but Qui-Gon has that shield ability, and this also gives you some dice control as well, which is pretty cool. All right, and we're going to be back in just a second. We're going to be looking at some of the other ones, some of the dice that were somewhat spoiled, and so it's more of they're just showing what new characters are coming. But I'm probably going to speculate on a couple of them. I'm probably not going to be right, but we'll see. So we'll be back with that. All right, and here are a few more dice that have been revealed that we don't know much about, with the exception of the Death Trooper. They've already spoiled that card. But it looks like we have Obi-Wan Kenobi, R2-D2, and Maz Kanata. Maz Kanata being yellow, R2 being gray. Imagine he'll be a support like BB-8, and Obi-Wan Kenobi. I'm imagining, it looks like we can see on Obi-Wan's die, looks like there's a 1 damage side. I believe that's probably a 2 damage side as well. Maz looks like she has a 1 shield side and a single range damage side. And R2 has a single focus side, and I can't really see what the other side off to the right of his focus is. But I'm probably going to at least speculate on the Obi-Wan. Um, Maybe they have like a special or something where, or once Obi-Wan is defeated, you can play one with the Force for free and just leave it. Basically, you don't attach it to a character. You just have it go in as a support. Because the way it's worded now is you attach it to a character, and once that character is defeated, it just becomes a support for the rest of the game. Be interesting if you have Obi-Wan and you have him get defeated, and then you can basically roll one of the Force into your dice pool. That would be kind of cool. Or maybe an ability or a special on his die that lets you bring a mind trick card from outside of the game into the game and just use it as a one-off. That would be kind of cool too. Kind of like how Krennic can bring in a Death Trooper even if you don't have a Death Trooper on your team. Maybe have Obi-Wan just, if you have a card in your deck box and it says um as a special or once per game, throw out the mind trick and basically just get the mind trick played for free, or the thing with one of the Force, which would be interesting. I don't know if that would make Obi-Wan incredibly. That might make him a little too overpowered, because basically you would do stuff where you can like either like move damage onto Obi-Wan to get him to die faster, so you can again then roll that die into your pool, or something like Noble Sacrifice, which lets you defeat the character to, I believe, exhaust an opponent's character. So you could Noble Sacrifice, get rid of Obi-Wan, bring in one with the Force, and roll that into your pool. That to me seems like that would be a little broken, maybe a little overpowered. I kind of like the idea with the mind trick, maybe once per game, or like when you activate him, the first time he gets activated in a game, you get to use mind trick for free. I think it would be a little overpowered if you gotta activate or whenever you activate him, you get mind trick. That would probably be overpowered, but if you only do it like once per game, that would be kind of cool. So Maz Kanata, we don't know a whole lot about uh, her yet. We just have a single shield side and a single range damage side. I imagine she'll probably have a couple focus sides, or at least one focus side. Not sure if she'll have a special ability or anything like that, or maybe she'll have the ability to maybe take an upgrade out of discard and give it to another character, kind of how she hands the lightsaber to Rey and then to Finn, or maybe have it to where she can take an upgrade off of another character that you control to put it on another character. That would be interesting. R2, the only thing I'm seeing there is a focus side so far. I imagine he'll be able to probably play similarly to BB-8. He'll probably have like maybe some disrupt, maybe some discard, some focus. I don't really know what his ability would be or a special if he had one. If he were able to maybe also maybe on a special remove a damage from somebody, like maybe he gets shot instead of them, because he's been in like when in A New Hope he got hit before Luke did, or he got hit in the X-wing, like took a shot. I don't really know if they're going to do anything like that. And then of course we have the Death Trooper, which we went into full detail about the Death Trooper yesterday, which is pretty cool. But yeah, these are some new dice they've shown. They haven't shown cards to go along with them yet, so this is all just speculation. But I think something like with like Mind on Obi-Wan would be kind of thematic. Having Maz be able to give characters equipment will be pretty interesting as well. And I'm sure R2D2 is going to be doing something interesting too. But we'll have to wait and see when Fantasy Flight actually reveals these cards. So that's going to do for this video. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Take care.